I don't think the media is forgetting the entire last week. Both Donald Trump and Karoline Leavitt put the mainstream media into their place every single chance that they got, and it started when they couldn't resist trying to stir a pointless controversy over an alleged feud between Elon Musk and Marco Rubio that we now know never existed. Just watch this and you'll see where Trump's frustration is coming from.
Mr. President, since you last spoke about it yesterday, some details have come out about your cabinet meeting with Elon Musk and some clashes potentially between Secretary Rubio and Secretary.
No clash. I was there. You're just a troublemaker. And you're not supposed to be asking that question because we're talking about the World Cup. Elon gets along great with Marco, and they're both doing a fantastic job. There is no clash.
Mr. President, bottom line.
Who are you with? Who are you with?
NBC.
Oh, no wonder. That's enough. NBC.
Who has more authority, Elon Musk or the cabinet secretary?
Any other questions about the World Cup?
Bad question and at a bad time. For some reason, the question has been asked by reporters this entire past week, almost like a coordinated attempt to get a statement out of him, and all of it has been based on some alleged clash that took place behind closed doors between Marco Rubio and Elon Musk that's only reported by media insiders. By the way, I'd love for you to be a part of these important conversations that we have every day, so please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss out. Now, this desperate attempt to create a rift in the Trump administration has been rebutted by everyone, including Donald Trump, and it makes sense why.
Thank you.
On the cabinet meeting, sir, just on the cabinet meeting, you said Musk will play an advisory role, Doge will play...
We're talking about FIFA. Thank you very
About
much.
the World Cup, Mr. President, you're having...
And they're both great guys. And by the way, they both get along fantastically well. Marco has done unbelievably as Secretary of State, and Elon is a very unique guy who's done a fantastic job.
Do you think he needs to be reined in, Mr.
Enough. It's FIFA. Is this a FIFA question?
And this is pretty mild of a response. Earlier this week, Donald Trump's speech to the Justice Department has got a lot of the mainstream media quaking in their boots, especially pointing out CNN and MSNBC for their extreme slant in coverage. I mean, this is the same media for years that ran with the narrative of Trump supposedly calling American war heroes suckers and losers from unnamed insider sources that somehow never come out to confirm or deny it. And yet that plausible deniability is enough to whip up into a media frenzy to try and do actual damage. That's not happening anymore, especially not by the mainstream media that has become way too predictable at this point. Watch Trump shut down CNN's Caitlin Collins for a very ill-timed question at the White House, which I'm sure felt pretty cathartic after the many public spats they had on the campaign trail.
And we're doing it now. Oh, that's a good one.
Mr. President, you won the White House in part because of high inflation. If your tariffs make prices go up...
Excuse me, we haven't asked you to speak yet, please. Right? Okay. Go ahead, please.
You won the White House in part...
Go ahead, please.
Mr. President, you are meeting Prime Minister Modi of India this afternoon.
And it is incredible to see the contrast with the softballs thrown at Joe Biden by these same media figures even after scandals around his son's foreign business dealings. What's interesting is that these legacy media figures thought they were going to see a spike in relevance under Donald Trump, playing the antagonist and the government watchdog. But the past decade has slowly eroded the mainstream media's power and influence to the extent that it's just not working anymore. Add to this the fact that so many other figures in this administration, including J.D. Vance and Karoline Leavitt, have been sharpening their saw for years facing the media. You got a line of defense for the administration that the media just can't seem to get past that easily. Here's a recent incident of the press secretary shutting down an AP reporter, and you'll see why.
If we could just step back for a second. When President Trump last addressed the BRT when he was on the campaign trail, his big push was on tax cuts. He's going there today as he's proposing tax hikes in the form of tariffs.
Not true.
And I'm curious
He's not doing
why
that.
he's prioritizing that over the tax cuts.
He's actually not implementing tax hikes. Tariffs are a tax hike on foreign countries that, again, have been ripping us off. Tariffs are a tax cut for the American people, and the president is a staunch advocate of tax cuts. As you know, he campaigned on no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, no taxes on Social Security benefits. He is committed to all three of those things, and he expects Congress to pass them later this year.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have.
That's
They
it.
don't get charged on foreign companies, they get charged on the importers.
And ultimately, when we have fair and balanced trade, which the American people have not seen in decades, as I said at the beginning, revenues will stay here, wages will go up, and our country will be made wealthy again. And I think it's insulting that you are trying to test my knowledge of economics and the decisions that this president has made. I'm now regret giving a question to the Associated Press.
And that is a perfect example of what I just said. See how quickly they turn to play devil's advocate? A reporter from a left-wing network will now take an anti-taxation position just despite the use of international tariffs. They're two completely different things, so how does that even make sense? Remember, these are the same media pundits that have been advocating more international aid to Ukraine, as well as the House Democrats that even cheered for the hundreds of billions already given when Trump mentioned it in his address to Congress.
I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes. $2,000 people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans. But I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't.
It is interesting what the House Democrats respond to out of this entire speech. They applauded aid to Ukraine and were silent when Donald Trump made 13-year-old cancer survivor DJ Daniel an honorary Secret Service member. But that's why these past 7 weeks are a trailer of what is to come in the next 4 years. Tell me in the comments what you think about this, because there will be a lot more of these clashes with the media that we're going to see the more this administration pushes through with its agenda over the next few months and years.